So in the vibrant downtown hub of London, Ontario, we have Innovation Works. Innovation Works is a community hub, home to nonprofits, charities, grassroots initiatives, socially and environmentally conscious businesses, all united by a shared commitment to making a positive impact. Hi there.
Good evening.
So here we are at Innovation Works, and it seems to be quite vibrant. That's Andrew Dodd from LADC. He's co-sponsoring the event here today.
You got it.
It's great. Love it so far. Great vibe.
Have a drink, have some food. Right.
Thanks very much. We'll talk to you a little bit later. Cool. So it looks like we got a bit of a DJ happening here. You know, I don't know if I want to sit here and do my work or if I want to have a glass of wine. I'm not really sure. It's got a great vibe. We have got quite a cafeteria section. Looking very impressive. Hello, Professor Lina. How are you doing?
Good, how are you?
It's just awesome here. I love the vibe. It's wide open. The open bricks are really great. I can't believe the bar. And actually the spread was dizzying. I don't know if you've been back there. 40,000 square feet, you know, you read it off the page, but you don't actually realize how big it is until you get here. And it's in such an open concept. The space is so usable for so many other things.
Innovation Works Pillar nonprofit provided the space here today. Thank you, first of all, everyone, for coming and welcome. My name is Andrew. I'm the manager of tech and creative industries at the London Economic Development Corporation. And I'm here in partnership with Hive Media, Sparks Marketing Communications, Hale Digital, and of course, Pillar Nonprofit. Justin over here, he came to me and said the London Creative Network was something that was a group getting together regularly before the pandemic, and since haven't been doing so. So why not reinvigorate this? Why not start to bring people together? Based on that, we did some outreach and heard that the tech and digital creative community feels a little bit fractured, and that there's lots of people both new to the city and who have already been here and working here who want to reconnect with people. So that's what these events are all about. We had our first one in September, and it was a big success, and people were, the message was loud and clear that they want more. So here we are with almost double the attendance, I think. So give yourselves a round of applause. Thank you for coming out. Without further ado, we're going to get on to our panel. So I'm just going to throw it down the line.
So hi everyone, I'm Tom McIntosh. So I'm the Chief Growth Officer here at Sparks Marketing Communications.
Hey everyone, I'm Anthony from Paystone. I lead the data and AI initiatives over there. Happy to see everybody here.
Hi everyone, my name is Tabitha. I am a PM at Practice Better.
My name is Justin Ogglesby. I'm the CEO of Hive Media Group. I've been there for 9 years now. Been working in the digital creative sector in London.
What do you think has changed the most about how you connect with peers, partners, or talent since the pandemic? And what do you think was happening pre-pandemic?
I used to be able to just like walk into a space and go, yes, I can network here pre-pandemic, but post, it's like, oh, is everyone else here to meet others? Like we're just very aware of maybe people aren't seeking the same things out that I am, and we have to be a lot more vulnerable in post-pandemic space, I feel.
Pre-pandemic, it was a lot more habitual. We had a lot more regular occurring events, like you said. We knew when things were happening, a lot of great organizations in the city. But there was also a lot of unintentional, you know, being downtown, going out for lunch, running into people. We didn't have to be so intentional, and that changed during the pandemic, where you really had to put thought into running into people to set up things, to set up calls. And I don't think a lot of the habitual stuff has come back yet. Events like this are kind of new and getting off the ground, and I hope they continue to happen. But we are starting to see less intentional bump-ins, run-ins. You know, being in this space is a perfect example where we have Sparks and Hale that we run into each other in the hall when we're grabbing a coffee and kind of spark up conversation. So I think that's starting to come back, and it's feeling good that we get to have that non-intentional but really positive interactions.
Yeah, I would just add something to sort of that point as well around like, even when it came to growing business and, you know, doing business with other clients, you know, traditionally before the pandemic, very isolated regionally, right? You were going to in-person meetings and you were sort of doing it that way. pandemic happens, you're able to do it digitally. You can reach almost globally to anyone, right? As long as there was that fit there from a service perspective. So I think to Justin's point, a lot of that in-person want and need to really interact with somebody and build business that way is back. But to the point of like, there still isn't this like drop-in culture and some of that organic vibes that, Justin's hinting on from a habitual perspective. And I think this is a really good start of bringing some of that stuff back, of just bringing that casualness back to networking and business building for our space.
I agree with what you said here. And the big thing for me is I miss the spontaneous meetups. So I remember very distinctly when I left the big company I used to work for and broke into the tech scene. I was at Morrissey House with my DevOps guy, and I bumped into somebody from Digital Extremes. And I was blown away. I had no idea there was a gaming company in London. And I got a 2-hour course on masterclass on gaming and how they develop it. It's awesome. Those little things really matter. And we're starting to see it again, but this is nice. This is what we're here for, and I would like to see more of this.
So in a world where you're getting this, a lot of people returning back to the office, some resistance towards it, some people preferring to work from home, in a sector that lends itself often to working remotely or working from home, what does community mean? And for this particular sector, what's better for the industry? What's better for the community? Is online something that makes more sense from a business standpoint, or does the in-person piece actually lend itself to more productivity? Justin, I'll start with you.
When you're strictly remote, you have scheduled meetings, you're there at a very strict point to talk about a specific thing. But when you're in the office, how was your weekend? What did you get up to? Those types of spontaneous conversations don't really happen as much when you're working remotely. So I'm really happy to see that's coming back, but I do really see the value in giving people the opportunity to have both options.
What we found when even our business was coming back to wanting to have physical space, we kind of proposed it as an option, and most of our team were like, yes, like let's do that. And again, giving flexibility to maybe be 2-3 times in an office, you're able to still have that connection and have flexibility in your life where you need it, whether you have small kids or other commitments sort of throughout the week. It gives you that. And I think the one thing we find, even when the team isn't together, we're finding ways to still do that. So whether it's, hanging out on, an open Slack huddle where we're just working away, but we're chatting like we're almost in the same room together, or just finding different ways to still have that in-person kind of vibe to it, even if we are still a digital, remote aspected team.
Anthony, to echo what you were saying earlier, what do you think are the unique aspects of London specifically that works towards our strengths at building a community in the tech and digital creative? What's good about London?
London has talent. Okay, we know it has talent, 100%. There's no doubt about it. The question I ask myself is, why do I find myself on a train going to Toronto with 3 other London people to a data event? Why aren't we having these here, right? That's what I want. I want micro communities rather than a giant community. I love everybody here. So these little communities will foster very strong bonds, and people will go to these events, right? So it's kind of like a destination event you need to go to.
You've got people who have launched offices across the country, across the globe, raised funds, opened up a lot of things. And I think we actually have more to share as a community. We have more resources here, but we just aren't getting together and maybe not sharing the ideas or sharing our knowledge across each other. So I think it's a combination of a little bit more structure from, some of the pillars of the city, but also probably us getting out a little bit more and finding excuses. I know Innovation Works for us has been a great spot that we've been able to grow the company from a couple of us up to a much larger organization. But we can have those, more organic things because we have other peers in the building.
I've been reminded to let all of you know that Innovation Works is the best co-op space in the city. Seriously, they're great partners of ours, and I love hosting events here, and I'm over here very often, mingling with the staff and the tenants that are here. If anyone's interested in learning more about the space, or even while you're here having a tour, please feel free to reach out to Maria Luisa. There she is. Raise your hand nice and tall there, Maria Luisa. And she'd be happy to do so. So there's space for rent, there's co-tenant space, there's flex desks. all your needs. And it's a great staff and great group of people. I also want to thank those who helped sponsor our musical guest. That's Sparks Marketing Communications, Hale Digital, and Nicola Cercelli Law. And so let's give them a big round of applause. Food was supplied by Edgar and Joe's. Big round of applause for Edgar and Joe's Catering. And last but not least, a big thanks over to Jack Sutton and Sidetrack Cafe for organizing all the drinks and for serving tonight.
So apparently we're going to go speak to Tom from Sparks Media. Hi there. Pleased to meet you. I shake you with a mic in my hand. Oh, yeah. And I'm wondering if I can put this mic on you and ask you a few questions. Now, if you don't mind me asking, what is it you actually do here at Innovation Works, Tom?
Innovation Works is a bit of a home base for us at Sparks as an agency. We have space up on the 4th floor here.
Oh.
We've a permanent space for our staff here. We've also been in the building for coming up on 3 years.
Why would they want to come to Innovation Works?
Yeah, I think again, like I'll reference kind of the experience for us. I mean, we're a small organization. We're about 10 people full time.
Okay.
And
Very efficient.
a bulk of the people are here in the city.
Okay.
But then we also have some that are outside of the city. So for us, we were looking for more of that modular space that allows us to kind of grow as the business grows. And I think again, the amenities from if you are hosting clients or if you're, collaborating with different groups of individuals, you have the different styles of rooms, you have the technology here to do it, you've got catering and the cafe here.
Yeah, I had a look at the pastries and everything that they have here. You're not going to believe it. They have quite a competent coffee and drink area there with actual baristas that are working here that are very well spoken. And I was able to get an awfully good glass of wine. So I've got to tell you, when you come here, there's more than just the experience of having the space. You're able to bring your number one clients here, and I think that they're going to be impressed.
There's many different businesses here in the building that share the floors. Some within the nonprofit space, others in the private space as well. Quite a few marketing agencies, creative spaces, technology businesses also in the business.
Easily, you could support 200 to 300 people here, I would think.
Absolutely, yeah. We've loved the space since day one. I mean, we were finding out of the pandemic, we were looking for flexible workspace for our team. And this has been an amazing offer for us to be here.
And you're right down here in downtown London as well. So you've got the vibe of the city working for you.
Absolutely.
Now, I want to ask you a question. You work with a lot of nonprofits and a lot of charities.
Yeah.
How does that work for you?
Because Innovation Works has that connection with Pillar Nonprofit.
Right.
The Pillars team does an incredible job at running, information sessions on how to run executive boards and how to go after getting funding. And again, too, just having like-minded other charities and organizations that are here and being able to have more of those informal conversations.
You caught my ears there with helping to get funding. And so then that's something that I think a lot of businesses need.
Yeah, so on the funding side, it's a little less about what we do from a service perspective, but we have a lot of clients who are going through that process. And so we've been able to build some networks with individuals or consultants that help with even grant writing or finding opportunities where there could be funding available to them.
Okay, excellent.
And whenever we can, we send them in sort of the direction to talk to the people where that's what they do and they do it extremely well. And again, Pillars has a lot of good contacts for that. The team at Innovation Works as well are really good resources to be able to kind of guide organizations in that direction.
Well, it sounds like Innovation Works is a place that you really want to go.